I am Susan Henry. I'm 68 years old and I'm from Rockford, Michigan. I lost my leg last July. You mourn the limb like it was a friend that died. I pretty much shut myself off from the world.
Susan spent 6 months adapting to life in a wheelchair. She became depressed, socially isolated, and dependent on others.
Being homebound, it was like a self-punishment. Icy roads and things made me scared. And I didn't leave the house. I pretty much was home from January until April.
When she finally received her prosthetic in December, she didn't get therapy because she no longer had insurance. Even though she had a leg, it was of very little value to her because she didn't know how to use it.
When I got the prosthesis in December, I really wasn't wearing the leg gear very much, just around the house.
Our inpatient rehab unit has a new program called Amputee Boot Camp. We take patients through an intensive 3 hours of prosthetic training a day, 5 days a week. We partner with Hanger Clinic so the new prosthetic fits well, optimizes functions, and meets the patient's needs. With focused practice, our patients learn to confidently walk again, not just at home, but in the communities. Our goal is to return patients to the things that they love.
My stroke happened on the 21st. I was having weakness on the right side. By the next day, my sister insisted I go to the hospital. And by then I couldn't talk.
When Susan admitted to our facility for her stroke, the therapists quickly realized that the entire prosthetic training portion of her rehab had been missed 4 months earlier. She agreed to do the amputee boot camp.
I don't want to make it sound like a stroke was a blessing, but I wouldn't have got help in either one until I came here.
So when Susan first got to our unit, she was really only wearing her prosthetic for about an hour at a time, just really tentatively taking steps, and she wasn't really using it for any of her daily activities. She had so much fear surrounding using it before she admitted for her boot camp experience. She was still doing all of her daily activities from her wheelchair because she was never given the tools or the education to be successful with it.
I have been on my leg more than I ever was in the 4 months preceding this.
Susan and I made kind of a pact of sorts when she first got here that we were going to transition her whole routine away from that wheelchair to using her prosthetic, and she was so excited about that.
Oh, Morgan, she gave me the confidence to get out and try. I needed somebody to push me. When somebody believes in you, it makes a lot of difference. It really does.
She was the perfect candidate for boot camp. From that point forward, we did just that. We reframed her entire day to include her prosthesis in all of her occupations.
Getting in public, walking down aisles, and that kind of thing, it has been a challenge, but it's one I am ready to take on.
Learning more about her prosthetic care, the use, and the fit helped to build her confidence. And after using her prosthetic during activities that were meaningful to her, that helped her to improve her balance, her tolerance, and her overall independence with her entire day.
Everybody on the team, from nurses to OT to PT to the speech therapist, they were looking at me as a whole person.
When Susan first got here, she couldn't really use her limb to do anything functional. She was just starting to stand on it. But by the time she left, she was able to vacuum, cook an entire meal, grocery shop, manage her limb volume, do laundry, and so much more. She never said no to a challenge, and that attitude definitely paid off.
When this opportunity came to me to do the boot camp, it was the best thing in the world that could have happened to me.
Susan's story is honestly everything that I love about being an OT. She just, I don't know, really reinvigorated that back into me. I find so much value in the opportunity to use parts of someone's life to build their self-efficacy and independence, and it's truly a privilege to work with someone like Susan, who's just so willing to learn and grow into a new phase of life. I will never take this job for granted, and Susan is such a wonderful reminder of that. The difficult season of life you may be in doesn't have to define you, but the way that you respond to the challenge does, and it was an honor to be Susan's OT.